Hello, we're back with some Escape from Tarkov, and today we're going to talk about the Mark Room. Now, the Mark Room is still one of the best rooms out there. Last week on the stream, we actually tested this out by doing 10 full runs to the Mark Room to see what we get from it, and I'll share the results a little bit later on. This is a little bit of a map chart that I've done with the time it takes you to get from each location. Front train is 135, middle train is 150, 210 inside, 2 minutes from customs, 210 from the ditch. I'll not bother to run from the other locations that you spawn. My only real contender is the 130, which is inside where the mission for Prapor is. I think it's called Chemical Part 4 or something like that, one of them. But this is the scavs, they spawn in at 49, so you need to sort of get behind them. And this is my chart of how you could get to Mark Room really fast. Now, all this is based on my current strength and endurance. My endurance is level 18 and my strength is level 6. So no, I've not done the jumpy thing in corners with buckshot and things like that. I've just done it sort of normally as I can by running, sprinting, jumping, kicking down doors, throwing grenades, all that sort of stuff. I've just done it as normal as you could, just to try and mimic as much as I can the real life conditions. You know, not everybody plays the game for 24 hours a day. A lot of people have jobs, a lot of people have school, have different things they got to do. So let's just try and do this as fast as possible to try and get to the Mark Room as quick as possible for maximum reward, as it were, and then we'll see what we get at the end of it. So the goal was, because of one of the big things I always saw on Discord, is I want to buy a key bar. I want to buy a factory key. I need a dog's bag. I need an ammo case. And I mean, you don't want to go and buy an ammo case from Mechanic at level 3, I think he sells it, because you're looking at 411,000 just to buy one. Now, I know it does help tremendously because you can put it inside a WT rig or whatever that's called, and it does have 4 slots where you can put an ammo case inside it, an ammo box inside it. You can fill it full of ammo, and that's going to help you loads in the raids, because it's going to get you to that stage where you're overweight. So even though if you're not jumping in corners with buckshot, it's still going to get you to a point where you're going to be a lot more overweight. So by sprinting, a full stamina bar for me, it's 0.3 strength, that your strength goes up. So in the long run, it's definitely something that you should be having inside your gamma container, and you could be sort of benefiting from that a little bit later on. So this is basically a full run. You start on the other side, come inside the Mark Room, see what you can find. This time there's a dock case. That's it. I'm not going to bother with everything else. We'll just go and loot. We'll do, if we get out, we get out. If we don't get out, we don't get out. It doesn't really matter. The sort of main point is just to see if the Mark Room is still the best. Now, because we've done this on the stream last week and we've tested it out, actually yesterday, which was Monday, we tested Shoreline. Now, Shoreline, we went 310, we went 206, 306, 222. We basically went in all the good rooms on the other side to see what changed over the last couple of weeks when the patch just dropped. Because if I remember correctly, I did do a video for this a couple of months ago when Shoreline was actually introduced, and I went through it, and there was pretty good loot in there. I mean, there was lots of bitcoins, lots of gold chains, rollers, cat statues, bronze lions, all that sort of stuff. You could really come out with a lot of loot. But now I noticed that things are a little bit sort of nerfed. The RNG system is not as good as it was, and you're still sort of struggling finding a lot of loot in those rooms on Shoreline. Now, after 10 full runs on Shoreline, we came up with 810,000 rubles altogether. We had a couple of bitcoins, some gold chains, a couple of rollers, a couple of cat statues and things like that. Not really anything that fancy, if you want to sort of put it that way. I was kind of expecting it to be at least double, personally, because I remember doing them runs before and coming out with sort of 2-3 bitcoins every time I did it. And this time around, barely sort of found one here and there, so we didn't really get that many. So when it comes to finding some of the high-end gear that you're going to need, you know, you're going to need the dock case for your money, for other things like that. You're going to need a key bar, and unfortunately, if you didn't buy the game last year, was it Halloween or was it Christmas, when they gave you a little gift that you can redeem? So all you've got to go is go into your account, redeem it, and then you'll get a key bar, an eye case, and you also get 2 weapons, an AK and a modern M4. So you do get something like that. But if you didn't buy the game last year, then obviously you're not going to get that. So you're still going to have to run to get a key bar and get a ammo case if you didn't level up mechanic to level 3, and you still need to get a dock case. So all these things are really important for you to have early on, because they will help quite a lot with, especially with the inventory management, because let's face it, not everybody has the OD edition, and playing Tetris a lot on a standard edition is pretty tough. So the final tally on the Mark room is as follows: 1 docs case, 1 ammo box, 1 key bar, and 4 factory keys. That's what we managed to get in 10 runs at it. Now, I grant you that we did disconnect a couple of times. If I got the wood spawn, I obviously disconnected because I knew I was never going to make it, because other people were going to make it ahead of me. Sometimes somebody else made it before you, so that didn't really count. All in all, we spent about 2 hours doing this on the stream, and this is what we came up with. So I think that's not bad, and I still think that proves that the Mark room is still your best friend for when it comes to specialty items that you can't just find on everything around. I mean, sure, you can find them on scavs, you can find them on all sorts of different things, but mostly, if you can farm them and you can do this route a couple of times, then you will be able to find them and get them from here. Now, if you want to sort of count them as value, I mean, a factory key sells anywhere from 400,000 to 700,000-800,000. You can still sell each of those keys. You can still sell your key bar. You can still sell everything else, and you can still make a lot of money out of it. But if you just need them for yourself and you don't have, like I said, 6 hours to play the game every day, and you've got other things going on, and you've got jobs, you've got school, you've got other commitments, then it's still a good, feasible way for you to come in and get some loot. You know, spend a couple hours, do a bit of farming, know exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, and then it's going to be right there for you. So now that you know what we got out of the Mark room, obviously there's a young man here that's going to be quite happy getting some of that loot that's going to be in the Mark room. Since it's nothing that I really wanted, I'm going to let him have it. As for the rest of the loot that we find, key bars, factory keys, dock cases, ammo cases, all that, we're just going to give it away on streams. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, as always, give it a thumbs up, post a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.